Hello, my name is Rachelle Adkins, and I will be doing my project number 2 on Jean Piaget's cognitive development. What is development? Development refers to how people grow, adapt, and change over the course of their lifetimes through personality development, social emotional development, cognitive development, and language development. How does development occur? Development occurs through schemes in assimilation and accommodation. Schemes are when children demonstrate patterns of behavior or thinking, with schemes to find out about and act in a world. So, say if a block was introduced to a child and they start banging with the block, that is a new scheme. Assimilation is a process of understanding a new object or event in terms of an existing scheme. Accommodation way won't work. A child might change an existing scheme in light of new information or a new experience. Who is Jean Piaget? Jean Piaget was born in 1896 in Switzerland. He was the most influential developmental psychologist in the history of psychology. He based his earliest theories on an observation of his own 3 children. He had a doctorate in biology, but then he moved more towards psychology. He was more interested in psychology. Piaget's stages of development. He believed that people progress through 4 stages of cognitive development between birth and adulthood. The 4 stages he believed we go through is sensor-motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. Sensory motor stage is the earliest stage where babies and young children explore the world by using their senses and motor skills. Children experience this stage at the age of birth to 2 years old. This is where they explore their 5 senses, which is touch, smell, hearing, tasting, and seeing, and they also discover how to move their bodies around. Object permanence also occurs in this stage. It occurs when infants don't recognize that objects still exist even if they don't see them. Say if you give a child a toy and then you take it away, they won't recognize that the object exists because even if they don't see it anymore. Pre-operational stage. During the pre-operational stage, children have a greater ability to think about things and use symbols to mentally represent objects. Children go through this stage at the ages of 2 to 7 years old. During this stage, children start to use their imagination and talk. They are very egocentric. Concrete operational stage. During this stage, children form concepts, they see relationships, and solve problems, as long as they involve objects and situations that are familiar. It occurs during the ages of 7 to 11 years old, and during this stage, children learn the idea of conservation. The last stage that we all encounter is formal operational stage. During this stage, we have the ability to deal with potential or hypothetical situations. The form is now separate from the content. This happens at the age of 12 to adulthood. They start to understand consequences and actions, and they start to understand moral reasoning and start to learn how to reason more like adults. So think more like adults. This is a chart of or a picture of Piaget's stages, cognitive stages, And it just says that the sensorimotor stage is the infant's construction understanding of the world by coordinating sensory experiences with physical actions. An infant progresses from reflexive instinctual action at birth to beginning of symbolic thought toward the end of the stage, which is from birth to 2 years of age. Pre-operational stage is when the child begins to represent the world with words and images. These words and images reflect increased symbolic thinking and go beyond the connection of sensory information and physical action, which is from ages 2 to 7 years old. Concrete operational stage, the child can now reason logically about concrete events and classify objects into different sets, which is ages 7 to 11 years of age. And the last one is formal operational stage, which is the adolescents reason in more abstract, idealistic, and logical ways, which is from 11 years of age through adulthood. I hope that my presentation and what John's 4 stages are, and I hope it was very informal. Thank you.